just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your business. Go ahead and give yourself a little plug, and then we'll jump right in and tell us what we're looking to accomplish in today's call.
Cool. Yeah, my name is Andy Shoemaker. I am the Director of Development at One Mobile Projector per Trainer, and we provide video technology to NGOs and aid organizations working in the 70 poorest countries in the world. And so we're looking to incorporate Dubb potentially into our communication strategy when we're reaching out to partners.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. So tell me a little bit about that application. Actually, what does that look like? Are we reaching out to individuals? Is it like one-to-one communication? Are we doing like email marketing at scale? Tell me about that.
All of the above. And so it would be serving us in a few different ways. It would be communicating with our partners or potential partners that we do a lot of email marketing to, but then we engage with using stuff like Zoom with them, but we would love to be able to incorporate this so they see our faces before we actually have a Zoom meeting with us to warm them up, and then also to use towards communicating with our donors and sending custom messages to them.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of people that we actually resell our software to in nonprofit settings as a donor thank you software, and the other one is like donor appreciation software. So it's kind of similar. Thank you and reaching out to donors and things like that. So we'll definitely show you kind of some of the strategies they have going on similar to that. So so appointment retention, partner communications, and then kind of donor communication in general.
Yeah.
Great. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Going to give a quick recap of how the platform works overall, like what all the capabilities are, and then talk a little bit about what best applications might be for you in these specific settings. So cool. Jump in. Actually, let me turn this guy off, and then we'll share the screen here. Can you see my screen here?
Yep.
All right. So this is kind of a back window into Dubb Video page. The way our platform works is you can create the videos however you want. So we got a really fast mobile app. You can do some things like start the video this way, flip it around, horizontal landscape, text and emojis on the screen. You can add in clip from your phone or live clips that you're actually recording. You can splice all those together into one seamless video right from your phone. So it's really cool. You don't need any like video editing software or anything like that, but we can get nice dynamic videos right from the mobile. You can also record any video like on your cell phone like you regularly would, and then upload that to the app as well. Any videographer, like an outside camera using a DSLR, GoPro, drone footage, whatever, we can also upload to the platform. Just be aware we're only up to a 1080p to allow for high-speed delivery. The next thing is the screen recorder. So we have a little built-in Chrome extension here that allows you to do screen recordings. So for nonprofits, this can be things like website navigation or like donor portal navigation, how to leave reviews, testimonials, things, anything where you're needing to provide a visual. And that's really where this guy comes in hand. So you can have it either be a profile picture or a webcam feed of you down there, whichever you prefer. We can either record the full screen or the current tab. And all I have to do is hit the record button. Now it's doing a little record. So as I mentioned, anything where you need to provide step-by-step or, visual instruction or tutorial, we can come in and say, click here for this, sign here for this, so on and so forth. We can also expand this guy so we can have, again, some dynamism in the video without having to go and edit it with like iMovie or, Adobe or anything like that. There's also some pausing features here. So that is the screen recorder and the second type of videos we can make with the platform. Mobile app, screen recorders. Now, let me ask you this. What system for emails are you guys usually using, like a Gmail or an Outlook, a CRM? Are you on LinkedIn at all? What does that look like?
So we're using Gmail with Yesware on it, and Salesforce is our main management software.
Any messages you got going out through social, like Facebook or LinkedIn, or is it strictly email and?
No, we have Facebook pages, Instagram, Twitter, the whole gamut.
Well, anything on LinkedIn?
We do have LinkedIn. We haven't been as active there as we probably should, but we're there.
It's really B2B, so it has its potential, though, for all businesses. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and come into some of those tools. You mentioned Gmail. So we do have direct integration with both Gmail and Salesforce. Those integrations are actually going to be really similar. So you see this little Dubb icon down in here? The way that works is you just give it a click. The same button will be inside of Salesforce in the email composition window. So like when you go to write an email to a contact, that's where you're going to see the Dubb icon. So all your pre-recorded videos are here ready to go. Any video I've already recorded, I can just insert here. I can put video for donor, or put their name on it. So that's what it looks like when you insert an existing video into an email, and that one's ready to go right away. So, excuse me for that. If you have things like frequently asked questions, basically things that are repeatable, like I mentioned, things that come up all the time. I personally have, a bunch of videos in here for like tutorials. So I have them sorted by tags. I can just select various tutorial videos and then it shows me just those videos with that tag. It's pretty easy to stay organized with existing content. Mm-hmm. The next thing is recording a brand new one, which you can do right in here inside of Gmail or Salesforce. And as soon as you're done recording here, you can either insert it immediately or it's going to show up in your library here. It'll also allow you to make some last minute changes to the video before you insert it, which I'll show you in a second. In addition to recording and inserting existing videos, you can also check on your activity reporting. So it's going to show you who's, opening the emails, who's watching the videos and things like that. So that is what the Salesforce and Gmail integration looks like. So that is the other type of way to create the videos as well. So we talked about the mobile app, the screen recorder, and then right inside of Gmail or Salesforce, wherever you guys find yourself. And there's also, of course, just on the website itself, you can create a video. Just click this plus button and you can upload a video from your library, from your desktop, or you can record a brand new webcam. Okay. So now we talked about how to create the videos, which is basically however you want. And then now once they're on the platform, every video on Dubb has its own little library or its own little page, kind of like this. You see I have about 500 videos here in mine. And then they each have their own back kind of window here like this, where we can check on the details. You can add calls to action, everything. It's just kind of like the video management page. We also have some light editing features, so you can like trim off the beginning or the end. We can add subtitles to the videos and then change the thumbnail graphics. Now, what this video looks like, but when it's being received and when they actually click are a couple of different things. So in email, as I showed you, we have that nice little personalization text, so we can put video for donor's name or whoever we want their first name. And in an email, it's going to look like that. You get the nice little animated GIF preview with the link and the personalization text. Do you guys send videos through like text or send me messages through text, or is it email now? What would you say is your most common channels?
Primarily email. That's our main conduit.
Okay. So yeah, if you're sending them through email, you always get this nice animated GIF preview with the personalization on it. If you ever send them through a different channel, like a text message or social media, it'll be just slightly different. So I'll just give you an example here of what it looks like in a LinkedIn. So because it's going to be very similar to both Facebook and LinkedIn. So you get a still thumbnail with the link of the video is visible. You can see the personalization text on there. Mm-hmm. So it's a still thumbnail with the link. And that's what it looks like in social. So a little bit different than what you see in an email. Okay, so now what happens when they receive this through email and they give it a click, either here on the image or on the button or anywhere, is it takes them back to this Dubb video page. Let's see if I can find one open. Here we go. So that email, when you click this, it takes you to this video page. This is a little feature called an exit intent pop-up. It's really more of like a marketing kind of sales tactic, optional. But the idea of these pages is we want to have it completely set up for your own activities, your own logo, your own branding, your own URL. And so it's all your stuff instead of ours. Color scheme, player button, play bar, all that good stuff. And then now the main purpose of these video pages is to create conversions, right? Like we want someone to take action after having seen these videos. Besides educating them and building trust and relationships, we also are trying to get them to do something. So that's where the playlists and the CTAs come in. So for you guys, like a lot of the time, the message you actually want to convey is very repeatable. There's a bulk of what you want to say that is the same to everybody, but you also want to have those relationships built on like a first name basis. If you have a big donor, they want or you want to create a custom video for them, or at least that's what I've heard from my other nonprofits. They often want to give that personal approach, like, hey, thank you so much for your donation, and things like that. And when building out with partners, it's especially important to have custom content for them, because that's going to have a much higher chance of getting their interest and converting them. Mm-hmm. So what we can do here is, you see this first video is about 18 seconds. So that's the one where you say, hey, first name, I just wanted to reach out to you and begin building a relationship based on X. And then at the end of that, it automatically transitions into the next video where they will be able to watch all of this stuff, like your whole pitch. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the idea, is we have a bulk of what we want to say, and we can tag it onto the playlist here. The other thing that goes really well right in these automatic playlist videos is like social proof. So testimonial videos from other donors, or maybe videos from the countries themselves showing the result of the nonprofit organization benefits, something like that. You know, something, the proof is in the pudding, the social proof aspect of it. That goes really well here as well. So you have this first video where you're saying, hey, first name, we're looking to expand our partnerships, and we'd hope you'd be considerate in being part of our network. And then in the next video, it goes into the full explanation of who you guys are and what you do and why they want to work with you, because that's the repeated part. And then at the end of it, there's a nice testimonial video saying, hey, you know, this team has been amazing. They transformed our lives, or whatever that kind of story you want to put there is. So that's specifically with the playlist. Every video you create has its own page like this, so they can all have their own playlist, their own purpose. So as I mentioned, we have some pre-recorded videos that are for frequently asked questions and things like that. So those pages we build out specifically. We can also set up what's called a default template. So right now, if I hit record, either in my Gmail or screen record or whatever, it's going to build this entire page for me automatically, except with a different video here. So it'll have all these call to action buttons, the background, the logo, all that stuff. And all I have to do is hit record. So that's what we kind of like to do for our recipients as well, our clients, I mean, is get them set up with a nice template that is really designed to get them the actions and the responses they want. Now, what I mean by that is we have some buttons here, and these can really be programmed to do anything we want them to. So this one's a direct integration with a calendar service. Do you guys set appointments typically, or are you doing anything like that?
Yeah, we schedule appointments.
What are you using?
Yesware.
Oh, okay, cool. So Yes has its own little booking link. So it doesn't have, like, I'm actually not 100% familiar. It has a calendar kind of like this then?
Yeah, very similar.
Okay, very cool. So yeah, what we could do is take your Yesware calendar link and embed it right here on the video page. So that way, when they click it, it just takes them right there, and they can book right from you. Okay. That's one option. The other things we can do is they can fill out a form, download an attachment, visit a URL most commonly, and then we even have some, as I mentioned, some video collection stuff. So this is a little button that actually allows recipients to send you a video. They don't need to download or sign up or install anything. They just click one button, and then allows them to send you that video either through their cell phone or their webcam. Okay. So that makes collecting video, which has historically been a little more difficult, very easy. We send this video out, they click a button, and then we have that video back here in our video replies that I can download. I can put it on as a playlist. I can put it on my website or landing page, whatever I have. So that's a unique CTA as well. So yeah, basically these buttons can do just about that. As I mentioned, redirection, reply with video, form fill, download an attachment, and then calendar integrations. And as I mentioned, when we're creating these pages, the idea is we want the page optimized for creating that conversion we want. So for example, you mentioned, reaching out to partnerships. What we'd have for an example of a good page for that would be a custom video saying, hey, first name, we thought you'd be a great fit for our partnership program, and here's why. And maybe you have some reasons in that first video why you're reaching out to them specifically, but then you have a nice little maybe 60, 90, 2-minute video explaining who you guys are and why they'd want to work with you, maybe a little bit more detail about your team. And then at the end of it, maybe a testimonial video from either another partner or the happy people on the other end of the project. And then, of course, your buttons here would be the same. So what's your ultimate goal with that partner is to maybe set an appointment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it varies. We have multiple use cases to how that might work. Okay, yeah. So I'm just, like I said, kind of give an example here. But the idea is that each of those messages are really designed to get that conversion that we're after. So yeah, and maybe if they're not quite ready for this, they're not quite ready for the low-hanging fruit, we have other assets on the page in order to convince them or warm them up to that choice. So for us, like I said, this video is for inbound leads. The idea is they signed up for a free trial. We give them an irresistible offer here. It is a free consultation. Book below. And if this didn't do the good job, we have some social proof. We also have a webinar that they can attend, very high top of funnel people. And so that's kind of similar to what we'd want to set up for you guys is some default CTAs so that regardless of what's, what the purpose is,
there's going to be something on that page that they can kind of consume to get into your guys' ecosystem. And then, of course, as you mentioned, there's really specific use cases where maybe we only have one button down there because that's what we want them to do.
All right.
And now that is something that's included with the subscription, unlimited access to the platform, all the kind of bells and whistles I've shown you here. And then coaching is included with that. So we make sure that whatever your goals are, whatever tools you're using, you have the best strategies and shortcuts of getting those things accomplished. Cool. So that is included with the subscription as well.
All right.
Okay. We talked about some creation. We talked about the customization of these pages, and then also now the distribution. So we can send them through text. We can send them through email. With Gmail, it's as I kind of showed you there. You can either directly select here. And then now are you guys sending out bulk emails, you said, as well? What system are you using for that?
That's through our Yesware integration.
Okay.
As well.
So go ahead.
Oh, so one of my questions was, we some of the people we'll be serving these videos to are in low bandwidth areas, but at the same time we want to send, initially we want to send the highest quality we can, and then what sort of compression and stuff like?
Yeah. So actually, great question here. Our technology is actually very similar to what YouTube does. So it's going to deliver the optimal quality based on their bandwidth and speed and device type. So like if they're on a mobile device on slow internet speed, it's going to deliver like a 360p, like a low quality version, so that it plays quickly. If they're on high speed internet, it's going to deliver, up to 1080. So and it also matters on how you record the video. Like I said, we only go as high as 1080, but there is some really intelligent kind of automatic delivery software in the background. So if they're slow, it's going to give them a low quality video. They can manually select playback at any time though. So even if they get delivered a low quality one, you can select any playback quality there. So
I think that's really good feedback.
They're on their phone and there's some text on the screen, like if you're going over a CSV file or something, they could potentially maximize it or increase the quality if they needed to.
Cool. Yeah, that's one of our greatest concerns for some of the people in messaging.
If it's on slow, it's going to deliver the optimal quality to allow the highest deliverability.
Cool.
Okay. A couple of other things here. So you guys mentioned using Yesware, and we do have the ability to send out broadcasts right from Dubb. So like here's an example of an email we sent to about 17,000 people. And when we send this through Dubb, we can really get detailed analytics. So here's that email. I can see, specifically who watched, what percentage they watched, if they clicked any links. I can filter this activity. So it becomes really easy to kind of identify, prospects from that kind of a graph. So this is using Dubb to send out broadcasts. We can, also send out videos through whatever tool you're using, like Yesware, but we wouldn't get this detailed video reporting. We would still get who opened it and who clicked. All the analytics that Yesware is providing you would still get, and we would get the general stats for the video, like what percentage of it was watched, how many times it was watched, all that stuff, just not specifically who is watching and who clicked what. So the only way to get that is to send it through Dubb. And what we're actually doing here is connecting your email provider. So say if you guys own your own domain or you have a G Suite or whatever your Yesware, if it's connected to G Suite. So G Suite actually has about 1,000 a day sending limit. So like for us to send out this big broadcast, we connected our Amazon AWS. So that has a much higher daily sending limit. So it does depend on the size of your list and the email providers you have. If you guys own your own website domain and the hosting's provided like GoDaddy or HostGator or something like that, those guys can also provide you with an SMTP credential, and you can send out directly through your own domain. And that would have a much higher daily sending limit than a standard G Suite account.
Okay.
So, and then the benefit of that is, when you're sending through your own domain instead of if you're using like a MailChimp or something like that, those are actually going through promotion.
I would agree. I would say honestly,
you're going to be much more likely to end up in a promotions folder. So we want to avoid that. We want to go right into the inbox, and the best way to do that is by using a solid reputation domain that's identified as a promotional sender. Okay, so now we talked about the campaigns. We also have drip sequences. So if you want to build out like a little automatic drip sequence of emails, you can do that right here in Dubb. We can also incorporate videos into existing drip sequences if you already have some in place.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we've talked about the distribution. As I mentioned, you can also text message these videos. We can send them through any social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. As I showed you, the preview is a little bit different than email, but it will work the same way. And it always takes them back to the video page where all the tracking and branding and CTAs get to happen. Okay, so we talked about the creation, mobile app, screen recorder, in your add-in, Salesforce and Gmail, and then the customization of them is to really make each of those video pages really hit for what we're trying to make them convert with. And then the distribution is either through your existing channels like your G Suite or Yesware, or through our channels using the broadcast and automations. All right, yeah, so I think we covered just about everything: the creation, customization, and then the distribution of these guys.
Great. Yeah, no, yours is a very complete platform for what we've been looking for. As far as pricing for nonprofits and what we do, what does that look like? We'd probably be using 3 accounts.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely got a nice juicy discount for you for nonprofits. We'll talk about that. Probably we'll end the broadcast here and I'll hook you guys up. Let's see. Anything else we can do while we're here on the call? Any other questions about maybe the platform or the coaching or anything like that?
No, I think it all looks great. It's the most, in our research, the most integrated.
We found. Really, nice, man. Yeah, we've tried our hardest here to make sure any of our competitors, they have some really cool feature. We're going to have that same feature and then also our own unique stuff. And then the coaching so that we can bunch it all together and really have you guys succeed with it. So, awesome. All right, let's go ahead and we'll get off the call here. We'll stay on. We're going to get offline here. Okay. See us next time, guys. Thanks. And broadcast.